Whenever you're buying an investment property, you should never buy it for tax reasons alone, because it's really got to be about the fundamentals underlying that particular property that you're buying. But let's be honest, once you've done that, the tax concessions or the tax refund that you get from holding a property is a very strong reason why you can afford, in some cases, multiple properties. It helps cash flow the assets. So what typically happens is at the end of the year, you lodge your tax return, you say, this is how much rent I've got, this is how much my expenses are, and then you get non-cash deductions, which help to sort of get that negative gearing impact, which means that you get the tax refund. So there is an alternative way to waiting until the end of the tax year that you really need to talk to your accountant about. It's called the Income Tax Withholding Variation Form. It used to be called the Section 221D form, and essentially it's an annual application that you make to the tax office to say, I don't want to wait until the end of the year to get my tax refund. Can you give me access to that money sooner? And so the best way to describe it is through an example. So let's assume that I'm going to lodge my tax return at the end of the year and I get a $5,200 tax refund. Now I could wait for that lump sum, or I could say to the tax department, why don't you give me $100 a week in my pay packet for 52 weeks, totaling $5,200. So it's exactly the same, but I get access to it quicker. And for a lot of people, that can help them with their cash flow and getting access to the money sooner. So I guess that's a very good way to get your money sooner than waiting to the end of the year. So who can actually do this? Typically speaking, an employee who's on pay-as-you-go, who's getting a regular amount of tax taken out of their pay packet each week. And so the tax department will simply write a letter to your employer and say, you no longer need to take out this amount of tax, you can reduce it by $100 a week. So it ends up in your pocket, and so you get access to the cash quicker. So I guess for most people, they generally wait to the end of the year, but they don't need to do that. And it's important that we maximise our non-cash deductions through getting a quantity surveyor's report done, so we can maximise the depreciation, which means we can get a bigger tax refund. So my suggestion to every property investor is have a very good chat with your accountant and say, is this relevant for me in my circumstances? Because ultimately, what we want to do is not give the ATO access to your money interest-free for the whole year and you wait till the end of the year if you can get it back sooner. Because what you could actually do is get that money, put it into your offset account, which will reduce the amount of interest that you're paying and overall improve the cash flow for you as a property investor. So for some people, they don't know that that's a possibility, but you don't necessarily have to wait until the end of the financial year for you to get access to your tax refund. So my message is very clear to all property investors. Talk to your accountant today, ask them if this is something that you can complete, the income tax withholding variation form, so you can get access to your money sooner.